Artificial intelligence is moving at lightning speed, right? It feels almost impossible to keep up. So, where should you really be focusing your attention in 2025? In this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a super clear map of the AI subfields that are about to change pretty much everything. You know, it feels like every single week there's some new, mind-blowing AI breakthrough. But which trends are the ones that are really going to matter for 2025? We're going to break it all down into the core areas of growth, from AI that boosts our own abilities to systems that are tackling huge global problems. So, here's how we're going to break it down for you. First, we'll look at how AI is becoming a partner, basically augmenting our own potential. Second, how it's being used to solve some massive global challenges. And third, how it's literally moving from our screens into the physical world. Then, we'll wrap it all up with the keys to success in this new AI-powered era. All right, first up, let's talk about augmenting human potential. This is where AI stops being just a simple tool and starts becoming a true collaborator. You know, supercharging our creativity, personalizing how we learn, and just speeding up scientific discovery like never before. So in this section, we're going to hit on the incredible creative power of generative AI, the next level perception of multimodal AI, and how both of these are totally revolutionizing education and scientific research.
Let's start with the one you've definitely heard of, generative AI. This is the absolute powerhouse that's completely changing what we think of as creativity and productivity, and believe me, it's only getting smarter.
Look, generative AI is so much more than just a chatbot. It's powered by these massive large language models for text and something called diffusion models, which can create these incredibly realistic images. And with new techniques like fine-tuning, which is kind of like specializing a model for one specific job, and the rise of AI agents that can actually do things for us, these systems are becoming amazing assistants for writing, design, and even coding. So, building right on top of that, we have multimodal AI. If generative AI is all about creating stuff, multimodal AI is about understanding stuff. It gives AI the power to see and connect information from all different sources, a lot like how our brains work. This is where the real magic happens: simultaneous analysis. These models aren't just looking at text or an image by itself. They are processing text, images, audio, and video all at once to get the full picture. This is cracking open a whole new world of possibilities in media, scientific research, and even security. And this is a perfect example of how that human augmentation actually plays out in the real world. In education, you've got intelligent tutoring systems that are making learning personal for every single student. And over in science, AI is becoming this indispensable research assistant that can read mountains of data and even help plan experiments, which is just dramatically speeding up the pace of discovery. Okay, let's shift gears to our second big theme: solving global challenges. This is where AI's potential gets really profound. We're seeing it being applied to some of humanity's biggest, toughest issues in healthcare and climate change. We're going to zoom in on two huge areas here that are seeing just massive investment and innovation: AI's game-changing role in healthcare and its growing importance in the fight for sustainability.
When you look at medicine, AI's impact is, well, it's already massive. It's analyzing medical scans with superhuman accuracy, it's speeding up drug discovery like crazy, and it's paving the way for treatments that are custom-built for an individual's own biology. And of course, all of this is happening with a huge focus on safety and regulation.
And the growth here, it is absolutely staggering. AI in healthcare and biomedicine is on track to be one of the most impactful and fastest growing parts of the entire tech industry. Why? It's simple. The potential to find diseases earlier, develop cures faster, and actually save lives is driving a level of investment we've never seen before.
So that same problem-solving power is now being pointed at the health of our planet. AI for sustainability is a field that's just taking off, and it's getting a ton of interest from researchers and policymakers who see it as a critical tool in the fight against climate change. So how does it actually work? Well, AI helps us monitor the environment in real time. It builds way more accurate climate models, and it can optimize these super complex energy grids for maximum efficiency. Fundamentally, it's all about using data to make smarter, faster decisions for a more sustainable future. All right, for our final theme, we're bringing AI into the physical world. This is about AI leaving our screens and actually going into our factories, our supply chains, in our cities. But with that kind of power comes a serious need for safety and governance. So we're going to look at two sides of the same coin here: the amazing applications of AI in industry and robotics, and the absolutely critical field of AI governance and safety that makes sure it's all rolled out responsibly. In the industrial world, AI-driven automation is a total game changer. We're seeing it everywhere in manufacturing, logistics, in how we build smart infrastructure. This is everything from fully autonomous machines to what are called collaborative robots or cobots that actually work right alongside people to make things more efficient. And this quote, it just nails it. The goal is really two things: make incredibly complex processes way more efficient and, just as important, reduce those costly and sometimes dangerous human errors. That's what's driving all the growth here. But, sticking this kind of powerful AI into our physical world, it brings up a huge question. With this much power, how do we make sure it's being used safely and ethically? And that leads us to governance. And that's exactly why this field of AI governance and responsible AI is just exploding. These are the people working to make AI systems fair, transparent, and accountable. They're tackling the really tough problems like getting bias out of algorithms, figuring out risks before they happen, and creating the safety rules we need to use powerful AI at a massive scale. Okay, wow. We have covered a ton of ground, right? From creative AI partners to climate-saving systems. Now, let's boil all of this down into the most important takeaways for anyone who wants to succeed in the world of AI. So if you want to succeed in 2025, you've got to remember these four things. First, safe scaling. As AI gets more powerful, we have to make sure it stays aligned with our values. Second, collaboration. The biggest breakthroughs are going to happen when experts from different fields actually work together. Third, governance. You can't have trust without transparency and clear rules. And finally, sustainability. The winning solutions will be the ones that are energy efficient from the get-go. And that's a wrap on our tour of the AI landscape for 2025. I mean, from personalized education to a more sustainable planet, the potential is just immense. So now the question is for you. Which of these AI subfields gets you the most excited?